Hi guys, what's up? Well, today I'm going to talk about all those iconic and memorable bikes in the Indian market which taught Indians how to race. Now, first and the foremost, the bike which comes to mind is the Yamaha RD350. It is still found in many collectors' garages. Now, Escorts and Yamaha built this bike together, and it is the first performance oriented, and everything about this bike. It echoes advanced engineering. Well, RD, it stands for race developed or race derived series, and the motorcycle was a dream bike for many Indians. It was the first parallel twin cylinder bike that was built in India. It was powered by a 346cc two stroke advanced engine port, parallel twin engine that generated 28 brake horsepower. Now, that is some staggering figure for for that period of time in the 1980s to have a bike which is 350cc and it produces a power of approximately 30 bhp. That is really gonna blow a lot of heads off. Now, the bike came with a 6-speed manual transmission and was the fastest bike in the country. Yamaha did cost cut off for the Indian market by the omission of disc brakes. But imagine for a bike like that, you omit disc brakes. Now that's gonna be a huge mistake. But still, the bike was huge entity in the Indian market when it came to racing bike. John Abraham was one of the proud owners of this bike, by the way. Then came the Yamaha RX100. The Yamaha RX100, you can say, was a smaller sized version of the RD350 in terms of the engine displacement. As you can see, that is, it's like under 100cc. Well, this bike churned out 11 brake horsepower, but considering the power to weight ratio of the bike, this bike was able to touch figures of 100 kilometers per hour in those days, which were a lot. Yeah. And it was a 96 kg bike, and it was considerably lighter than the bikes which you see today, which average on about 130 to 150 kilos. Now, the bike also featured a CDI ignition system which was more reliable. So that was the Yamaha RX100, and I was fortunate enough to ride the Yamaha RX100 in like one of my videos. I can post a link over here and you can check out those videos too. Then came the TVS Shogun. In the 1990s, the bikes were becoming quicker, especially after Yamaha turned up the heat. TVS launched the Supra to take on the RX100, but then, with its tie up with Suzuki, it launched the powerful Shogun. The lightweight bike was powered by a two stroke engine that displaced 108cc. Now, TVS did not worry about the mileage with this bike. It offered advanced port geometry that helped the engine to churn out 14 brake horsepower, but the mileage took a hit. Yeah, the engine returned only about 25 kilometers per liter, and also it had a distinct exhaust note which really was liked by a lot of people. Now, next came the Yamaha RX Z. The Yamaha RX Z was a bike which was launched after the success of the RX100. The bike was launched in the 1990s, and it was based on the Yamaha RX135. It was powered by a 132cc air-cooled two-stroke engine, same as the RX135, but it produced more power. The high revving engine produced around 14 brake horsepower at 7,500 RPM and 12 Newton meters at 6,500 RPM. It could go up to 120 kilometers per hour. Wow. The bike offered low resonating exhaust mufflers, the disc brake at the front, and telescopic suspension at the front, and dual shocks at the rear. Then came the Hero Honda CBZ. Well, this was a bike which looked slightly muscular than its predecessors because this bike, Hero Honda, made it quite bulky when compared to its predecessors, and that's what was liked by many people. And the Hero Honda CBZ came at a time when the two-stroke engines were slowly making their way out from the automotive world. Now, the CBZ is said to be the segment starter of affordable four-stroke performance bikes in India, and it was quite a hit, right? The bike came with a stylish design, and like I said, it attracted the youth. It was powered by a 156cc four-stroke engine that produced 12.6 bhp, making it the most powerful four-stroke bike. Excluding the Enfields, the design elements like a wide tire and underswept exhaust attracted a lot of people. Then came the Bajaj Pulsars. Yes, the Pulsar era was one of the most celebrated eras in India because this is perhaps the most successful brand as far as bikes are concerned, because lot of people bought Pulsars, and the Pulsar 180 and 150 were launched in 2001, and people really love them. The 180cc variant was quite popular in the market because its performance was really good. The 178cc engine of the bike produced a maximum of 14.8 bhp and 13.2 newton meters of torque, which made it one of the most powerful four-stroke bikes in the country. Wow. So I remember that even I was like quite attracted to this bike, the Pulsar 180s in those days, but I was in school, so obviously like I couldn't buy one, right? So then came the Hero Honda Charisma. Yep. Now this bike was looking like, you can say 80% like a sports bike, because the fairing and all. So people were getting a very performance frenzy, and they were really getting attracted to racing bikes, which was semi faired. It was not fully faired, and people were really excited. The Hero Honda's newest launch attracted many youth to the showrooms across the country, and the ZMA, as it's called, it became a popular topic, right? The 223cc four-stroke engine of Charisma was developed from a Honda motocross engine. The super smooth and extremely reliable engine produced 17 bhp of power, which was really good, and with a 5-speed gearbox, the bike could do triple-digit speeds very casually. Now, it still became India's first sports tourer, and it's still used, by the way, by many enthusiasts for long rides. Whoa, so that was quite a journey, right? Now came the Yamaha Yzf R15. Yes, now this was one of the most popular bikes, I could say, of the last decade, because I remember that I was very confused as to which bike to get, from the Yamaha FZ to the Yamaha Yzf R15 and the Bajaj Avenger 220. So these were the three bikes which I was really confused which one to get. So this was the first bike, the Yzf R15, which I saw, and it was looking like a proper sports bike. Yamaha, delivered from time to time for the Indian market when it comes to performance. Now, in 2008, the Japanese brand launched the R15, which truly showed that four-stroke engines are capable of becoming sports bikes. So, like what they can do, really. So, Yamaha's popular two-stroke products were out of the market, and the R15 made sure that Yamaha's name shines again in the Indian market, and it did. Like, many people started buying these bikes. The only deterring factor was the thin front tire, which kept a few people away from this bike, but otherwise everything was really good, and a proper sports bike. It looked like a proper sports bike, at least. The advanced engine of the R15 was loaded with features like 4 valves, liquid cooling, and a diesel bore. The small 150cc engine produced a maximum of 16.8 brake horsepower and 15 newton meters torque. It came with a 6-speed transmission and proved to be a perfect track tool for beginners with its Delta box. How? Yes, now the bike which you all have been waiting for. Well, yes, KTM Duke 390. This bike changed the entire dynamic of the Indian racing scene. After the discontinuation of the Yamaha RD350, the Indian bike enthusiasts never got a chance to thrive on the thrilling surge of power from a bike. In 2013, KTM changed all that with the launch of the KTM Duke 390. The single-cylinder liquid-cooled 373cc engine of the bike produced a healthy 43 brake horsepower, which was, oh my god, it was too fast. The weight of 140 kg made the bike a first choice for riders who were looking for power, that raw power. The 390 Duke also came with an affordable price tag and became an instant hit, with people buying this bike like hotcakes, really. Anyways, guys, now these were the memorable bikes, the iconic bikes of the Indian market, which taught Indians how to race. And I hope you like this video. So thank you for watching it, and I hope to see you in my next videos. Bye bye.
But my brain tells me I've been here before. Don't wanna draw any attention to all the crazy things that I shouldn't mention. Not really sure, but it feels like my feet are glued to the floor. Don't wanna open up my mouth, cause I'm afraid of what's gonna come out.